In this video, we're going to be talking how the properties of exponents can also be applied to real number exponents. And frankly, they work the same way. So for review, we're going to kind of go through the properties just to give ourselves a refresher. So we have 8 properties. So in this first property, we see that our bases are the same. And when our bases are the same, we're able to add our exponents together. So when we have twins side by side, we get to add. Notice on property 2 that our bases, again, are the same, but this time they're stacked. And when they're stacked, we get to subtract the exponents. For our third property, if we have a negative exponent, we don't want that to be there. So what's going to happen? It's going to be as if our base was part of a fraction, and so we're going to move it down and then change our negative exponent to a positive exponent. So it's kind of like, if you chance to meet a negative, do not let it stay. Quickly turn it upside down and take the negative away. So if we'd had a negative in the denominator for our exponent, then we would move it to the top and take the negative away. Notice that when we do that, we're also able to then pull out the exponent and apply it to our entire fraction, because we have the 1 on the top. Then everybody's favorite, anything to the 0 power is a 1. Our fifth property, here we'll see that we have 2 different bases. We have base A and we have a base B. And when this happens, notice that the exponent is distributed, so that we have A raised to the x and B raised to the x. For property 6, you'll notice that we have 1 base, but we have 2 exponents. So it's kind of like having a base to an exponent, all of it raised to another exponent. So that second exponent is kind of the tip top of what's happening. So when that happens, we're able to multiply that x and that y. So kind of like think about it as like tip top times. When it has a tip top, you times it. For property number 7, here we have a fraction where we have a base on the top and a base on the denominator. And in this case, we get to take that exponent and it distributes to our numerator and our denominator. For our 8th property, notice that when we have a base squared inside of an absolute value, we're able to move that exponent from the inside to the outside. And because the absolute value of every integer is positive, we're able to remove those absolute value symbols to just get a squared. Let's talk a little bit more about property number 3. So if I said that function f of x equaled 2 raised to the negative x, and that function g of x equaled 4 raised to the negative x, we could rewrite those, again, by having the 2 be like over 1, moving the 2 down, and then taking the negative away from our exponent, giving us 1/2 raised to the x power. The same thing here with g. Notice that I'm simply moving the 4 down to the bottom and then taking the negative away from the exponent. And so that is how the properties of exponents are also able to be applied to real number exponents.